Hello everybody and welcome back to Megastore Simulator. I've done a couple of days between the videos and got on top of our stock issues that we were experiencing in the previous one, so we should be alright today. We're largely on top of Tech Corner. It is mostly filled in. There are a couple of empty spots here and there. There's one there, but they are all the same product, so it's not too bad. We've got some more watches and things like that in the back as well, and I've even got on top of the stock elsewhere in store too, so we're not doing too badly. That has been partially helped by the fact that the game has had a couple of updates over the weekend, which has changed customer behavior. So I will throw these up on screen so you can read them at your leisure, so you can just pause the video and take a look yourselves. But one of the updates brought in, customers now shop with limited budgets, so they don't come in here anymore and basically have an unlimited budget and come in and buy all of your iMacs and it doesn't make any difference to them. They may have only a $200 budget. Maybe they can't even afford some tech and just have to shop over there, or they can only afford one piece of tech because they simply do not have the budget to be able to come in and just buy lots of stuff. That has been brought in to prevent basically people rinsing the electronics and the music sections in this game. It stops you just making endless amounts of crazy amounts of money really, because customers come in and just buy all the big ticket items. They shop more realistically now. So when they come into the store, they will evaluate prices, add products to their basket based on affordability, and they will stop shopping once their budget is reached. Customers now behave in a more economically rational way. The system is built around real retail principles: budget constraints, tiered purchasing power, department-based price elasticity, and store variety influences customer quality. So the more variety you have in your store, the better it is. You'll get better customers. As your product variety increases, high budget customers begin to appear. So there will be some high budget customers. We will still get customers that come in here and that will drop $4,000 because they are big ticket customers. They've got that big wallet. So they will come in, but to attract them to the store, you need variety. So you can't just have loads of shelving with just iMacs and some tablets and some laptops on it, for example. You need variety around your store to entice them to the store originally. And then when they turn up, then you cash in and they'll buy lots of your stuff. So we do need to make sure that we have plenty of variety in store. And now I don't know if that's department variety, like you need to have a bit from each department to really bring these customers in, or if you just filled one department, is there enough product variety there? I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to go off and do a bit of music anyway, so it shouldn't really affect us. We're going to have plenty of variety anyway. So that's how all of that works. Different departments will react differently to different price settings. So some departments will be fine with it if you go sky high, some very much against it. And this actually gets explained better in the update that came out on Sunday, where it talked you through basically the tolerances a little bit more. So the groceries have all been marked up now, so we make more money on groceries. Not a lot more, but there's $1 to $2 on most of the sort of larger items and a few cents on the vegetables. It's not huge, but we will make more money over there now in our grocery section. Customers are now a bit more tolerant across the board, so they are a bit more tolerant of price changes everywhere. From what I've seen, we're still kind of basically at the limit in the 30 to 40% range, although some I have tried out in the groceries and some of the toys at well over 50%. And yes, you get the odd customer complain, but I'm selling toilet paper for like 56%, I think it is, up now, and very few people are complaining. So in certain areas, it's absolutely fine to do that. If you try doing that over here, big no-no. They do not like it if you go too high over here anymore. Electronics and music remain departments where customers punish overpricing the most. So if you've got overpriced electronics or overpriced music and they come in, they will more likely not buy that than, say, if it was a toy, which is actually the most lenient of all of the departments. So people will come in and you can put toys pretty high and they will actually buy more of those, even though the price is high. Their tolerance for the high prices over there is fine, but over here, not so much. So that's kind of how it's all been reworked and made quite a bit more realistic. It basically stops people rinsing the game, doesn't it? It stops you making 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a day with relative ease just by stocking loads of electronics and music, for example. It stops you rinsing the game and just makes the customer habits a lot more realistic. Another thing that has changed, we'll get to the price in a second. You can now do it all from the PC. If I can show you the prices here, actually. So I'm generally still running in the 30 to 40% range across most of the store, but you can change them all from the PC now, which is pretty good, actually. You can match all to market as well if you so wish. And once you've done your changes, so if you were changing a lot of them, you can click apply all and instead of having to click apply for each one. So that all works quite well. And you can see where everything is to make changes. As you can see, I'm selling my toys in the 40% range. I did have this over 50, but we didn't sell that many of them. So I've just lowered it to just below 50 just to see what's going to happen there during the course of today's video. The groceries are still generally in the 30 to 40% range. Apart from, as I say, the toilet paper, which does seem to sell. So I might raise up some of the others. They weren't keen on carrots. I tried carrots at 50% as well. We didn't sell a single carrot. So I had to lower that. But generally, 30 to 40% is still working absolutely fine. But I think we could probably nudge up some of these a little bit higher and see if people pay it. So, for example, I might nudge the sushi. Could maybe nudge that slightly, and we'll have a look at it later today. So if we charge $16.50 for that, that goes up to 43. Let's see if people still want that today, because we sold out of that yesterday in the game. So if I put the prices up a little bit, that might also help us keep onto some stock as well. But the clothing, generally, they weren't happy when I hit 50% on the clothes. So I've stayed in the sort of 30 to 40%. The ones that have gone down into the 30s, these ones they were not happy with at all. They would refuse to buy them. So I've dropped these ones below 40, but these ones were still fine. So I've left them like that for now. Electronics, we're still in the 30 to 40% range, but the prices, the market value has dropped considerably. It's dropped in a lot of places, but it's dropped considerably in the tech area. So we're no longer making crazy profits on all of these things. We're still making good profits. Don't get me wrong. We're still making good profit, but it's nowhere near what it was. 60, 60, 75, 135 there. I think that's our best one, the 135 profit. Wasn't that like 200 profit we were making on each one of those, or slightly over that in the previous video? We were making a few hundred on most things. We're now only making 60, 40 down here. So we're not making anywhere near as much money anymore. And any higher than this 30 to 40% range, you do get a lot of walkouts now. But we're still making enough money on all of this stuff to carry on getting some more licenses today and improve the store. So it's not too bad. I think I looked at my previous the day that I previously recorded, and I had made something like 40-odd thousand revenue. We're well down into the 20,000s now. We're basically making about half as much money as we used to be. We're getting more customers in, so I'm getting more customers now than I was, and they are buying more things. So we were selling around 400 and something products per day. We're now well over 500 products a day we're selling. So we're selling more things, but we're making less money overall because the prices have dropped. I've got rid of my cashier purely because I don't really have time to do that anymore. I'm constantly unloading the truck, so I just don't have any time to work it myself. And rather than have somebody working that, when we could just have self-checkout, so I've got a couple of extra self-checkouts, rather than do that, I thought we'd have an extra restocker. So we've got 2 restockers in the afternoon when we are pretty much at our busiest. Right, to get started today, I am going to go into... I was going to continue on with this, but I think the store variety thing got me thinking, let's have more variety, because I think that will bring in some better customers down the line. So we're going to start off with music, I think. I'm not going to go straight in with the higher items, I don't think, with music. I think we'll just start off at the bottom and work our way through, just for that variety purpose. And I don't know how much these things are going to sell for anymore. So I don't want to spend... I think these went for a fair amount at one stage, but based on how much the electronics have been nerfed, if they've been nerfed as well, then the product license might not pay for itself, and we will need some stock at some point. So we'll start at the bottom for now. So we'll get some guitars. I think we're going to need the hanger for those, aren't we? Music hanger, and then a double rack. So if we get 3 and 1 of those, I don't know how many of these can actually get on a hanger. I think it's only like 3 guitars, isn't it? Let's do that, and let's buy some of them as well. You only get 3 in each box, unfortunately. And only 2 in that one. Let's have those. We'll get them delivered to the storefront. Let's get them and see what we can sell them for. As I have not tested it since all of the changes, so I've absolutely no idea. Not being back on my test profile. But yeah, what I'm hoping for is department variety is something that does trigger your good customers to come. Now, I will say I have had a customer that came in the previous day, and he did buy more than 1 tablet. He bought 2 tablets. So I have had a couple of decent customers come in. So I think we're not doing too badly on the variety front. But a bit more variety couldn't hurt, could it? Right, let's see. Where are my shelves? Over here. Music hanger. We might as well put this one next to it for now. We can move things around later. Line it up. That'll do. Right, so this guitar... Yeah, so it's only 1 guitar. That's what I feared. Right, so we'll put all of those ones on. How much can we sell those for? 220. So if we go for 240... We can go way higher than that, actually, can't we? 300. Probably that's going to be too high, I think. Don't think they're going to be happy with that. 290 they may do for a 70 profit. Maybe, but I'm not sure. They might react negatively to that. Midnight blue guitar, and then we've got the natural folk guitar. Let's put that one on for now. Let's see how much money this actually makes. So if we drop this to about... I think we're probably going to have to drop these prices a little bit as well. But if we sell that at 290 as well, I'm just going to sell this one for... Sell this one for... And pretty much the same across the board, aren't they? These are all pretty much the same. So we could sell those all for 290. I don't think they'll pay that, to be honest. But we do need another shelf. I thought I bought one. Oh, I remember buying 3. There we go. Let's move this one out of the way. Yeah, so we'll sell them all for 290. Like I said, I don't think they'll pay that. I think they'll come in and very much not pay that. But we'll see. You never know. The prices don't seem too bad, actually. But that's for the first license in music. That's not too bad, is it? If we could sell this for about 75, that's probably a bit too much, isn't it? 65, too little. 70. We'll sell it for 70. It's $20 profit. We'll see how we go with those. Yeah. I don't think they've been as nerfed as the electronics. I could be wrong, but they don't feel that bad to me. For like an entry-level section. Right, so we've got all of that. I think we are largely fine stock-wise. As I said, we're pretty much on top of everything. Our baker's got everything ready over there as well. So I think we can open and see what happens. So let's keep an eye on our music section. I will purchase some more of these, though. We'll get another... In fact, we'll get another 2 of those, and we'll get another box of each of these, because these are going to sell very quickly, aren't they? And we'll get them delivered to Dock 1. Because even if they don't sell at this price, once we lower the price, they'll sell pretty quickly. And you can only get 1 on. But what should happen now is, so this guy over here will probably only buy 1 item from over here. He probably won't go over there. Because he's going to reach his budget here by buying a...
This is too pricey for
laptop, although he's not that happy with that one. So we might have to lower that price as well. Gonna go and try his hand at the toys instead. So we have sold some of these at 46, but I think we might have to lower it a little bit more. We've not sold that many. But I mean, they are selling because this was full. So we are selling them. But you don't want to miss out on too many sales, do you? Has anybody bought a musical instrument yet? Just the case, not the instrument itself. But the case sold. So I think she was the first person to go over and get a case. Like we've got 2 more potential, or 3 more potential customers here. Let's see what they do. Are you interested in it at that price? Yes. Straight away, yes. No complaints. Are you happy as well? Yes. Okay, so we were good at those prices. He's happy with the tablets. They've been selling well. Good. You're happy with the smartwatch? Yep. So there's only the only thing so far is that laptop, isn't it? And the fact that we need lots more musical instruments. Where's my trolley? Left it outside, didn't I? There it is. I could do with buying a second one of these. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can you? I think it's available to... Well, it says you've got it. It is in like the purchasing section, but I think you can only have the one. It's not what I want, really. I would quite like a secondary one just stored in here. Right. I'll take some of these with me. All right, so music is selling well, even with any changes that have been made to this area. Keep both those down there. Let me just check around some other areas. The blue shirt looks like it could do with purchasing. Need more tea. Get a couple of those. We'll get another one of these. Get a couple of boxes of those. Get another water while we're over here. This doesn't seem too bad, but we've sold out of one section there of sushi. Could do some more of that and some more of that. So the supermarket items... this has not only been... the prices have not only been risen here, so you earn a bit more. I would say people purchase a lot more of these than they were doing. I can't believe they cost $28. You're talking about those. I'm not even going to listen to her because they have been selling quite well. We've sold out of 2 sides of them. They were full. So I'm not going to listen to your complaint because I don't think it's a valid complaint. I'm pretty sure we've got some more of these still in stock, but we will have another couple of them. Smartphone, we'll get another couple of smartphones as well. More of those. Right, we'll go with that as soon as we can. Should be in a moment. The people obviously don't spend as much in one go, so you do sometimes wait around for some money to come in. So we do have some of those. I thought we did. She's just slow on restocking. I think I might need 2 restockers for each shift now. I think we need 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. Obviously, I can do some of it, but nobody other than me can unload this van. So it's kind of annoying. I can't help them out with the restocking all of the time because we're having to buy so much stock. I'm constantly in and out of the back of the van. So that robot or whatever it is that they're implementing that unloads this for you. Either that or I would have my restockers be able to come in here. Or have a warehouse member of staff who just comes into the back of here and just unloads. Because as the player, I'm pretty much... I could see myself in a video or two's time I could see myself exclusively just in there, just waiting for deliveries and just throwing them out. And then by the time I've done so, coming back through to the store or coming back through to here and seeing like, oh, we need to buy more of this now, and then going back in there again. You spend no time in your store yourself. But things seem to be running quite smooth. As I say, we do get more sales now. So since the update, even before I put in the self-checkout, so I put in 2 new self-checkouts, which obviously has increased our customers a little bit. But even before I did that, we were getting more sales per day. So the only reason we're making slightly less money is purely because of the market value was nerfed on the electronics, really, and on some of the clothes. It was quite badly done as well, because most of my prices, so I had to go through and set them all again. In the grocery section, they weren't too bad. Most of those just went up to like 60%, and some of them actually dropped. Yeah, sorry, the groceries, they all dropped, so I was able to up the prices of those. In the clothing, most of them shot up to about 60 or 70%, so it wasn't much difference. Like, we didn't have to lower those too much. The electronics were all like 90%. Whatever price I had them set at in the previous video, most of these things were at 80, 90%. So obviously that's a huge nerf down. We've had to drop prices by nearly $100 on some of those. So it has made quite a bit of a difference. People are going crazy for music, so that doesn't seem to have changed that much, does it? This is what a lot of you have been saying in the comments, that music sells well. Still seems to be the case, doesn't it? But obviously people are just buying one thing at a time now. All right, get those delivered. So I'd be tempted to carry on with this. Then we might get a few more just on that side there. I could do with taking a wall down, really. I don't know. Is the next expansion, is that growth? It is ground floor. We've still got 2 ground floors to do before we go upper. Like, I'm tempted to do that just so we've got a bit more room to expand around there. But we'll see. I still would like to take this stuff upstairs, to be honest, but we'll see. We might end up with something else upstairs. Maybe clothes. That's all good. Yeah, sorry. I'm a bit slow on stock today. I didn't expect music to sell so well after the updates, to be honest. So overall, I think the updates have been good. I think it makes a lot more sense to have realistic customers who have limited budgets and who aren't just going to come in and buy all of your tech. So before, I was kind of limited by the fact that I had variety. Because I had started with groceries and had a few clothes and a bit of bakery, if I'd have just had a tech store, we'd have probably been making like 50 grand a day, because all I would have sold is tech. So people would have come in and bought loads of tech. Some people would have been like walking in. This customer has been told to buy 5 items. They would just buy 5 big ticket items. Where obviously that's now changed. But I think that's better for the game overall. And I also think it's slowed it down as well, just a tad. It's still busy, but it's slowed it down so you're not just like constantly running out of everything. And we have sold quite a lot of stuff today, I would say.
I love that freshly baked smell.
Get some more of those. Can't believe we're sold out of yogurts. That's the first time, I think. Similar to Supermarket Simulator, yogurts were not very popular. They seem to be a bit more popular now. Alright, how are we doing for tech? So this is a lot more manageable now. This isn't just selling out instantly. We're still making good money, but you are not just like losing all of this. We couldn't even make it through half a day without selling out before. Whereas now we're not doing too bad. It's a lot more manageable. And people are buying. They're not buying as many as though. I think we have sold some today. So we did get one complaint. We have sold some, but we're not selling as many of those, are we? Doesn't look like it anyway. We'll have some more of those, though. We get this one as well. Might as well. Why not? And then we'll just get some more of this stuff. Of course, are selling like hot cakes. Let's get those purchased. Toys selling quite well. So you can have higher prices, as I mentioned in the at the beginning when we were going through the updates. You can have higher prices with these, but I couldn't get them really high. I had this over 50%, and we didn't sell any of those. So even though they are more fine with these, maybe not these specific ones. So maybe when we get a few more toys further down the line, maybe that's an area to go. Because these are generally higher. They're all over 40%, and they are now selling well. So toys can all be over 40%, and people just seem fine. But you've now got to play around with it per section quite a lot, I think. What I think I am going to hire a morning restocker. So our new restocker, by the way, is Seth. 101 and 118. A little bit pricey, 142, but I was replacing a cashier anyway. It was costing us 124, I think it was. There wasn't too much more. But a little bit more than the others. But I think here Devon is pretty much the obvious choice there. 113, 123. So we'll have Devon come in the morning. I could go department specific with these now. But you can't do multi-department, can you? What I would like here now is, because we're kind of split into two halves, you do grocery and clothing, and then if we had this guy, he could do electronics and music. But you can only choose like one, can't you? You can only, if we were on grocery, he just does grocery. You can't have grocery and clothes. It'd be nice if that was broken down a bit more. I think we'll just stick him on all, and he can come in the morning. Because I think that is going to be useful. Right, you guys are finished. So we lost a lot of money there, but we were putting in the music and stuff like that. 178 customers. Yeah, we're selling 536 total products. That's like 100 more than I was selling before. I think people now are... They're going more down the variety route. Because they've got limited budgets and they can't afford to buy 5 PCs, then they will have to stop shopping elsewhere as well. So they might buy a PC and then 2 or 3 items from the grocery section instead. I think is why we're selling a lot more items overall. Plus we're leveling up and growing and getting more customers anyway, just by having self-checkouts and all the rest of it. All right, just let them do their thing for a moment. We've got $3,000. Can we realistically do anything with that 3,000? We could go down more of this route, couldn't we? Get some more of these. I don't like the fact that these are all like, you know, one on the shelf. I feel like this is because your restockers then have to we need a music restocker then, don't we? We'd have to have somebody just on music, because we're constantly, they're going to be drawn to, oh, the guitars are sold out. And then the next time they go back into the warehouse, oh, the guitars are sold out. So they're constantly restocking guitars, because that's always going to trigger as being completely out. Whereas we might only have a few items of whatever else left on the shelf somewhere else, but they're never going to go there because they're constantly restocking what's sold out in the guitars. Or they never make it here and we lose out on lots of sales. So I think you need to many shelf these things, don't you? Because having 3 on a shelf, I think we need to double shelf each one of these. So maybe when we get a full section, 2 shelves for that one, 2 shelves for that one, 2 shelves for that one, etc., with all of the instruments. huge music section, just so you can get enough on so you're not constantly selling out. But I think we will start selling. Should we go for albums or carry on with instruments? I'm going to carry on with instruments, I think. I'll get this one because it's cheaper. We need a music hanger and double racks for the others. So if I get 3 double racks and a music hanger, we'll get a cello. Can I afford a cello? I don't think I can afford a cello. I'll have to wait for the cello. We can get the cello bag. And that's about it. I can't afford the drums yet either. We'll have to open up for those. Which we might as well do now. Let's just close that because that's all going to come. Let me do this. Let's get this in, actually. Forgot that I had one in dock 1. Right. We'll go against this wall for now. That's going to be our drums. That's going to be the cello bag, I think. So we'll have that next to the guitar bag. If that makes sense. Why does it take up so much room? That is bad stacking, surely. We don't have a shelf where they could stack vertically and get more on? Or even this way around. Can you stack those? I didn't actually try. Yeah, you can. So you can stack them high. I just wanted them on double shelves. So we can have more of those because they look like they will stack high. That's not too bad then. Can we sell them for a lot of money? Not that much money. 110, that's still going to be way high. I don't even know why I'm trying that high. 95. 95 is 40. You think they'll pay that 40%? I'm going to try it. We've got a music hanger. That's going to be for the cello itself. I think we'll put that over here. Okay, well, let's open... Well, actually, no, let's go and get that stuff out. So the restockers can just get whatever I've got in here that I can't remember what I've bought now. It's all supermarket stuff, I think. And some tech as well. So we've got some stuff in here that does need to go on the shelves. The one really good thing about these restockers is they do take at least multiple boxes with them. A lot less of the backward and forwards. And by the time I have thrown these things away, I think we'll be fine to open up that. We've got a guitar bag coming. That's fine. All right. Let's let you load up with a big trolley load. If you need to. Let's see what she goes for. Okay, she's only taking one thing, so that probably means we are about fully stocked, because otherwise she'd take multiple. So we'll open up. Come on, customers. I was going to shout to them, but I can't think what to say. Okay, we're getting quite a lot, actually, aren't we now? So they've all spawned in. Good. All shelves. Right, let's see how well we do then. So as soon as we got the cash, I want to get the stuff to put on the shelves just here. So somebody wants to come in and buy one of these, and somebody else come and buy a laptop or something. Here comes another tech person. Music people. Okay, yeah, people are buying enough stuff here that I think we should be able to afford something at least. How much is it to afford everything? $2,340. We're a little way off from that. But we'll get there. So the next expansion then, so that's going to be, there's two more, so that's both there and there, I think. And then we go upstairs. What's he looking for? Compact drum is sold out. How do you even, nobody else has complained, sir. They've been flying off the shelves. But how did that other guy know what I was going to sell just there? How did he know I was going to put drums just there? He doesn't know that. How do you know I'm selling drums? I haven't even purchased them yet. You don't know I'm selling drums there. They're just empty shelves. We'll have them to the store front. I can grab them myself. Did I not click all of those? I thought I clicked for... Did I not click both drums? Apparently I didn't. I need to order another drum. We can sell this for... What a nice profit, actually. 550 is probably not 55. 550. Probably a little bit too high. 525. That's too late. 535. If I could ever type the right number in, this would be really helpful. There we go. 39%. 535. Let's see. Full drums. $235, 40%. Should do it. I don't know why. Why did I only buy... That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Why didn't I buy everything I needed? So I bought the tall drum, but I didn't buy this. I'll have another...
Nice crust on this one.
I'll have that come to the store front, and then I shall purchase some more of that, some more of that, some more of that, that, and that. And we'll have that come to Dock 1 for the restockers. That drum is a total rip-off. We may need to lower the price of the drum. I don't know, though. I'm going to see if somebody else comes and purchases it. Or we make a judgment call on that. 1551. 158 then is going to be 39%. We'll go with 158. Now that's only one person. Do you think if we went to 232, they'd be happier with that, won't they? I think. Put them down there as well. All right, we'll come and grab these boxes in a little while. You're not happy at 158? They're not. See, they like these. And these seem like they've got a good... What markup did I have on those? So we've got a 45% markup on those, but they're not happy buying a drum at 40% or 37%. That seems odd to me. Now they're happy. I think we just had a couple of dodgy customers there. Hopefully that's the case anyway. Otherwise they don't make as much money as I was hoping. Let's drop those there. Alright, we've still got quite a few hours to go, haven't we? It's only 3 o'clock. I was thinking it would be like 10 PM by now. I don't know if the time of day has changed. That's still ticking by the same, isn't it?
I'll skip this one. Too expensive.
Smart, other people have been buying those. Enough people have been buying them. So if it's just 1 or 2 people, I'm not changing the prices. She's now got, of course, she's now got some money still left in her budget, so she's going to go and buy a $535 cello instead. That's interesting. So she was against paying $238 on a watch. What? That's crazy. So she wouldn't pay whatever, I think it was this watch, $238 on a watch, but she went and bought a $500 cello, picked up a big tablet expense as well, then's possibly gone and bought some suit. I want to see what she spends.
I hope I'm wrong.
And now she's heading back over to the tech. This, I think this is the same person, right? She's buying it anyway. She's going against what the dev has put in this game about them buying multiple big ticket items, because that's what they've done. She's just bought a big ticket item from each department. And then she's buying all of the big stuff. So something, unless I've got the wrong person and she's just dressed the same, but I don't see anybody else in here. This is crazy. She's going to drop a fortune, so she is a big ticket customer. So she's happy with our variety. So she wasn't happy with the price, but eventually still spent over $1,000. So you had a big budget. Thank you for shopping. Please come back. That's it. That was interesting. So she didn't like the price of that. Went and bought an expensive cello. Then went over there and found something else and some sushi. And then thought, you know what? Actually, I will have that. And then came back. So, other than, to be honest with you, other than the price nerfing of the electronics and the amount of electronics they buy, because she did buy 2 big ticket items here, but she didn't buy like 3 smartwatches and 3 tablets. It stopped them from doing that, but people still do seem to be just purchasing lots of stuff. Maybe I'm at the part of the game where they just do that. Maybe we're too advanced to really get caught out by anything now. Which could be. You do get to a... wow, that's expensive. You do get to a point in the game where... obviously, they will just spend loads of money anyway. As you can see, I'm about to spend quite a lot of money. 20 grand. 20 grand on some stuff. We'll put it there. I could go for more. I'm sure we need some stuff. Well, we do need some stuff over there. I can see clothes, but we'll go for those particular items. Make sure nothing's changed in here, actually. I've not checked if anything's changed in the warehouse side of things, like the equipment. Like really, still coming soon. Because that would help. Because that robot would unlock... what it would do is it would come over here and it would grab the pallets and stack them there. And if you stack pallets there, the restockers do grab things off those pallets. So they will walk over here and just grab stuff off the pallets. The reason I don't get pallets out is because it's just too slow. Using the thing to get the pallets off is annoying, and you can only do one at a time, so you're better off just grabbing boxes off multiple pallets, and I can bring them over here, so it's less walking for them to do. But if a robot was auto just unloading them and putting them there, that would probably overall be better, because it wouldn't have to do it all the time, because I could still be doing it. But if I was doing something like following a customer around to see what they're buying, it can be getting on with something. But I think I'd still prefer just the restockers be able to empty the truck. Or a specific restocker can do it. So you employ somebody specific to do it. A bit like in Bettermart. You can hire a person that just works warehouse, and all that person does is empty the trucks for you, put them on the shelves in the warehouse. Right, so we've got $4,000, which is a little bit more than we started the day with before we started spending on a license once we got the stock, isn't it? And obviously, we just had a massive stock purchase. So we're not doing too bad. That's why we wait for people to finish, though. Okay, we'll get plenty of these. Let's get 3 of each of these. I need to go here as well. We'll get one of those, one of those, one of those. We've sold out of most of our bakery stuff. We'll have 4 of those because they go on all of those shelves just there. I need some chicken. Some of those as well, some of that. Need some soup. Definitely need some eggs. Get a couple of boxes of those. Got plenty of cash for grocery stuff. Might as well spend it. Probably don't need any toothpaste, but you know what? Why not? Save us buying it next time. All this stuff's really cheap, so I might as well have 2 anyway. We'll go with that. That's fine. We'll have it delivered to Dock 1. I really wish that wouldn't. I forgot it did that. I really wish it wouldn't do that. So we got $33,000 of revenue there. That's only about 15, no, about 10 or so. Or is it 50? 10 to 15. 10 to 15,000 less than my maximum day before the update. So we're not that far off, really. I mean, we're still making great money, aren't we? But we're still making more than enough money every day to be able to carry on expanding and going into new areas and things. And the more you do that, the more money you're going to make anyway. So I think we're largely fine, aren't we? Right, I think I'll just empty this then, and then we will end. So next time, what I'd like to do is, obviously we'll carry on with the music. I'd quite like to, how can I pick those boxes up? That's weird. I'd quite like to expand and take a wall down. So I think we'll probably get a new license maybe. And put something on, or at least get some shelving or something for it. If we can't afford it, we'll get started with that. But then partway through the day, because we shouldn't have such a large expenditure day for stock, because we've now got a lot of tech stuff and a lot of music stuff ready to go. I'd like to take down a wall, maybe 2 if we can, and finish off the downstairs area. So we've got some more room to put all of our music gear. All right, well, I'll sort the rest of that when it arrives, but I think we will leave it here. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave it a like, consider subscribing to and joining the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you for another video very soon.